I've been trying to learn game development without any prior skills, and I made my first simple game using Godot. Up until now, the main issues that I've been dealing with have been, well, skill issues, especially with the software I'm using because I'm still learning. But as I found out the past couple weeks, there are more issues that I need to look out for that don't have anything to do with not knowing how to program or using the software correctly. The way that I made my first game wasn't super structured, and that was on purpose. I had never made a game before, so I didn't know what to expect. I didn't really have a plan for what the game would be because I didn't know what was possible. For this next game, I wanted to do a little bit of planning, but I may have gotten a little too cocky, and this showed right away while in step 1 of making the game. Before I get into that, there are 2 things that I knew I wanted from the beginning. The first is that I want the game to have RPG elements. I grew up playing games like Pokemon and RuneScape, and so the idea of leveling up and getting stronger is really satisfying to me. The second thing that I knew I wanted this game to be is 3D. I've wanted to learn Blender for a long time, and this seems like the perfect excuse to give it a go. Now back to the game design document. This is my first time ever making one, so after a quick Google search and looking at a few different ones, I started to craft my own. Let's start off with the name. I hate to say it, but this is already where it started going downhill. I didn't decide on a definite name for the game, but I was pretty sure that I wanted it to reference light in some way. I'm a videographer by trade, and so I always thought it was really interesting the different ways that light can be used to help tell a story. As soon as I thought of this, the wheels of my head started turning and I thought about what this story could look like. I'm thinking of cutscenes, I'm thinking of areas to explore, 3 major cities that you can go to, a bunch of different enemies, and in case you forgot, this is my second game, with my first one looking like this. Let's talk about Overscope for a second. Overscoping is basically the game dev version of your eyes are bigger than your stomach. It's when your idea is a little too big for your current skills or the amount of time that you have to make your game. Now, with my idea, I might have a little bit of overscoping going on. But the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to make it. And I even had a way of justifying it too, which was, how do I even know where the line is unless I cross it? I never sat down to plan out a game before. With my last one, I just added whatever I felt like learning next, like, okay, I just added an enemy into the game, now how do I add a laser? Because of this, I don't really know what overscoping looks like for me yet. Like, how far am I able to push it? To find out, I think what I was doing was thinking of every mechanic that I've ever enjoyed in every video game I've played, and I tried to match it all into my second game, when I don't even fully understand how to use classes correctly yet. This is an interesting approach. I just don't know if it's the best approach. But I didn't care. I started up Godot and got to work on the framework for my first 3D game. I had a simple goal: make a basic 3D object that I can move. Even though I've never worked on a 3D game before, I was pretty confident I could at least do that without a tutorial. All right, let's see. First time into the 3D section. This already feels pretty good. Now I want to make something just appear on the screen first, and then after I do that, I'll be able to focus on making it move. But let's see, I haven't really looked at the 3D section of nodes at all until now, so I'm just kind of looking to see if anything jumps out at me. I mean, I guess I'll need a character body 3D, so let's just go ahead and add that now. It's not going to give me anything visual, but that's fine for now. Let's see what this warning says. This node has no shape, so it can't collide or interact with other objects. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Let's just go ahead and give it a child and keep looking. Let's go back to the 3D section. And I mean, I guess we could just give it a collision shape right now. We might as well just make that first warning go away at least. We'll give it a shape. I see a lot of people using this capsule shape for placeholder models. I guess I'll do that too. I don't really know if there's a specific reason behind that, but now I just need like the 3D equivalent of a sprite 2D. I don't know what that would be called though. Okay, I thought that was going to go a little differently, but I still didn't care. So I kept on blissfully writing my game design document. Let's talk about the key features of this game. I started planning out 6 different skills, including 3 combat skills and 3 non-combat skills. One of these skills I called Creation, and Creation would be used to make your own armor, weapons, and even decorations for your house. Some more features that I started planning are a quest system, a real-time day-night cycle, the ability to upgrade your items and make them stronger, and I think I need to scale this back a bit. Alright, new game idea. For this one, maybe we can cut the number of skills from 6 down to 3. Let's also reduce the number of major towns from 3 down to 1. That's much better. Now what's the story going to involve? It's time for Centuria's 100-year competition to determine who's been granted access to view the future of the town. Cent is in the middle of battle during the competition and wins. He's congratulated gracefully by his opponent. When Cent gets back home, a loud crash is heard. Cent goes out to investigate. The entire town is destroyed and on fire. As Cent steps away from his house, we see a flash-off screen followed by an on-screen text from Cent. My house. Cent then starts encountering loud sounds and Cent rushes to return to the others. He finds everyone okay and they tell him that the monsters seem to have just disappeared for now. The sun is now coming up and everyone leaves to inspect the town and start rebuilding. Cent then goes to scout the surrounding area all around. He takes back to town to find that some of the town is now rebuilt. It is determined that the orb grants power that the darkness is after. He's then told of sounds coming from the underground tunnels beneath the village. Cent investigates and is forced to fight off more monsters. One building that no one has dared to go in since the disaster. He then fights off the monsters to find a third orb which have to bring them to... I have a problem, don't I? I'm just not sure if I'm cut out for this. I'm sorry.
Hey, the enemies are mad again. Let's make a few more changes. I'm going to call him Stretchy. It's also at this time that I had some friends try the game out, and they really enjoyed it. Alright, I see what I did wrong. Next, we need to perform a check. Making my own music is new territory for me, so we're going to see how this goes together. Through some persistence and a lot of help from you guys, we now have a little playable game. I'm looking forward to a lot more learning, and probably a lot more fumbling too. But that's all part of the learning process.
I've done some thinking, and I've realized that I've learned a lot over the last year. And one of the biggest things I've learned is just how much I don't know. This isn't necessarily a bad thing though. I didn't make this channel to show how much I already know. I think that's pretty clear. I made this channel to show how much fun the journey can be. And if there's still a lot that I need to learn, then it looks like my work still isn't done. I see now that I don't have to have this huge game idea in order to learn, but focusing on smaller, bite-sized ideas might be exactly what I need. I'm not quitting, far from it. I love learning and making these videos too much for that. I'm just learning how to learn. And by keeping my ideas manageable, the goal is to learn better and understand more so that I can eventually make those bigger ideas. This is a new season for the channel, and I couldn't be more excited to get started. I really hope you'll join me. Before you go, I want to mention that I finally made a Discord. I want it to be a place where people can offer game dev help or even just chat. It's a place for all skill levels, so I'd love for you to join and hang out. I put the Discord link in the description, so I hope to see you there. Keep learning.